Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 21 of Listen in 3D. I'm your boy Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fool.
And I'm Netta, aka Wondrous Net.
And together we are Team 3D, the host of Listen in 3D, where we discuss, dissect, and debate the music and albums in the world of hip hop and other genres. First and foremost, a call to action. If you are watching us on YouTube, be sure to give this video a like. Give us a comment. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. Share it around with your friends and family, everybody. And of course, subscribe if you want to help us out one step further. If you do subscribe, click the notification bell. That way, you know when all our videos go live. And while you're on the channel, check out a few of our shorts. We got more shorts coming. They're about less than a minute from some of our previous episodes. If you want to know more about those episodes, go just go back to that episode. I'll be linking those episodes in the description of those shorts. So please, please, please help us out with that. Helps us in the YouTube algorithm, all that good stuff. If you want to email the show, listen in 3D. And if you're listening to us, thank you for listening to us on um, whatever listening service that you choose to listen to us on. So with all that out of the way, Netta, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just running around, working, all that good stuff. Um, with all that out of the way, all the good stuff. Do you have a good weekend? Everything went well.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been looking at this Nicki Minaj Meg the Stallion beef
Oh,
songs they've done back and forth.
oh yeah. I've
Um,
been reading about that. I haven't really listened to any of the songs, but all right. But we're not talking Nicki Minaj today. If you want, let's get into the artists and album we're talking about today.
so today we're gonna be talking about Redman's Muddy Waters that was released on December 10th, 1996. It was certified gold. They had singles including "It's Like That," "Whatever Man," "Pick It Up," and "Smoke Buddha." And there were music videos for "It's Like That," "Whatever Man," and "Pick It Up." There were guest appearances from Napalm, Rock Wilder, Eric Sermon, Method Man, K Solo, Jamal, and Keith Murray.
All right, thank you very much for that. Excuse me. So Redman, another artist from the New Jersey area, Newark, New Jersey, to be exact. He was discovered uniquely. He was discovered by Eric Sermon from EPMD while he was DJing for the rap group Lords of the Underground. His debut album came out a few years prior in 1992. For the most part, Redman has always been an interesting character. He can always go hard, but I mean, in at least from his body of work, at least to me, I don't really consider him, a gangster rapper or anything. I consider him more of like a comedic rapper, if that makes sense. Especially after listening to this album, he knows how to be funny, and I've seen him over the years. The stuff he's done with Method Man. The movie How High, that short-lived Fox sitcom Red and Meth. Um, just he's done just a lot of things over the years. Just a funny dude. If you ever do listen to any of his albums, definitely check this one out. I think you'll like it. I mean, even though it only went gold, it I think it probably could have did better. Again, I think it was one of those, at least for me living on the West Coast, it was one of those albums lost in the shuffle between the whole East Coast West Coast beef. Because I didn't really hear much of this album. I did hear a couple of the singles though. So yeah, just so that's my memories of Method of Redman. Excuse me. Any memories of Redman you like to
Uh,
share?
I don't really have any memories of him particularly. I mean, I saw the How High movie. I didn't even know that they were both in it. I'm more familiar with his counterpart,
Oh,
Method Man, so I don't really know much about him aside from the fact that he's associated with Method Man.
Okay, all right, right on. And then I know for me with this album, I did hear two of the singles growing up. So um, yeah, yeah, just well, we'll get into those in just a sec in terms of the singles. But I mean, I think for me, Method Man, he didn't really pick up until like '98 when he did that Def Squad album, and then the stuff he did with Method Man. But I mean, for the most part, not saying that he was underground, but I think his popularity really didn't pick up till the late '90s. But this is a good, solid album. Uh,
So I know that Method Man. Well, one of these guys is in the Wu Tang, right?
yeah, Method Man is
Oh, so they're a duo, but they're not both in the Wu Tang.
no,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, not like Ghostface and Raekwon, where they're both in the Wu Tang. Yeah, obviously he's an associate. He's done music with them over the years, but he's not a full on member. So,
Okay.
all right, so that's a good question. So let's get into the album artwork. I know we didn't do that in the last episode. Kind of, we are just too excited about everything with the last episode. But what were your thoughts on the album artwork?
I thought it was a very interesting cover. After I listened to the album, I thought I would have a better idea of why he's like that on the cover, but I really didn't. But I looked it up and I saw a quote from him that says, um, "The whole Muddy Waters title is not about things. I'm sorry, it's not about how things look or how deep it can get or can be. It's just the slouchiness of the album. I surfaced from the last album uh I was in dirt last time, covered to my head. Now it's like I can surface with the mud on me now. I didn't came out, so it's time for me to get back open like I was on the first album. So I guess this, being in the mud symbolizes for him a return of some sort. I like the album cover though. It's very unique and it's kind of minimalistic. I don't understand the TV in the corner, but I like it. It's unique. What did you
Mm,
think of it?
I thought it was pretty. Hadn't seen anything like that on an album cover. Him covered in mud. From head to toe, virtually with the boots on. The TV, I kind of didn't know what was going on with the TV there, but when I first read Muddy Waters, I thought it was like, oh, the singer Muddy Waters. I'm like, no, it's just Muddy Waters, I guess, like literally. So yeah, I didn't.
That's I was just gonna say it's really some dedication for him to. I don't know if he really dipped himself in mud or what he did, but that's some dedication to get on the cover like that.
Yeah, it was a very colorful album. It was very very entertaining. So if you guys do listen to it, you're in for a real treat, especially if you like Redman or want to get more into his catalog of music. Uh, all right, so let's get into the beats, and for the most part, the production was really, really, really good. Had that East Coast funk production for the most part. I know Eric Sermon worked on a few of the tracks. What was your favorite beat?
Um, like you, I really liked a lot of the beats. I liked Case Closed, Smoke Buddha, and On Fire, but my favorite one was on Fire. There was like an echo in it that I
Mm.
really enjoyed. Which one did you like?
I really like the beat from Yes Yes Y'all, but Case Closed was a pretty good beat, and Smoke Buddha, that was a good beat also. Yeah, definitely interesting beat with Smoke Buddha. I like how they used that Mary Jane sample, but I gotta go Yes Yes Y'all with my favorite beat. I thought it was a really good beat.
Okay, yeah, the entire album has some really nice beats,
Yeah,
unique.
yeah, pretty unique beats, definitely. All right, let's talk singles, and some of these singles were pretty interesting. Since you brought it up, let's talk the. I don't think it was the first single, but "Smoke Buddha." I think it's when I did my research. I think at least on the Spotify side of things, it's the most streamed song on here. So you weed
Hmm.
smokers, you really like it. "Smoke Buddha." What were your thoughts on this one?
I liked it. It was like a smooth beat. funky. It was nostalgic for me, but not even for the Rick James situation because I didn't really know about that. But it sounded to me like you remember that track that Ja Rule and J Lo did, "I'm Real."
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, they used the same Mary Jane beat, so it was
Mm.
nostalgic to me for those reasons. I I really liked the beat. I didn't really care for the rest of the song though.
Yeah, it was a great beat. I'm not a weed smoker, but I mean, you can relate. Definitely the whole Mary Jane thing. So, but good song. Pretty funny and humorous. All right, let's go on to the next single. It's like that. Any thoughts on this one?
Um, I liked how they kind of went back and forth. There was like no chorus in the middle. They were kind of just handing it off to each other. I like when records do that.
Mm.
I also liked how he referred to himself as the Funk Doctor Spock because I'm a Trekkie, so I really enjoyed that. Um, I think he says that on numerous times throughout the record, so I thought that was
Oh
interesting.
yeah, the Funk Doctor Spock. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. What did you think?
Yeah, I did like how he and K Solo went back and forth between. I mean, it was unique in that sense. I mean, I don't think it wasn't my favorite single, but video was just average at best. I mean, it was maybe a little humor, but not too much. But a good overall song.
Yeah, they did a lot of like bouncing around and rapping. They got these white, I don't know if it's towels on their head
Hmm.
or what, but
Yeah,
there he calls himself the long face murderer. I thought that was kind of funny.
long face.
Uh it seemed like a really fun guy. I mean, a fun song, and he seemed like a fun guy, but
Yeah,
it wasn't that great.
yeah. It wasn't definitely. It's wasn't in my top three. I mean, I see why it was a single. I'm not going to argue with that, but just there are a lot way more better songs than that one. All
Yeah.
right. We'll go on to the next one. Whatever, man. This is one of the singles I heard as a kid. So I'll go ahead and kick this one off. It's a funny song. It's very humorous. Just him talking about just whatever, man. Just I like the verse where the second verse. I smoked with a lot of college students. Most of them wasn't graduating, and they
Yeah.
that second verse was just probably my favorite bars in the whole song, on the whole album. Really, I mean, I think that verse really just proves like it's just humor and kind of reminded me of the movie How High because they were college students,
Yeah.
and this was before How High. Well, I mean, I know the song. They already had the song How High that was out on the soundtrack for the show, which we'll get into when I get into recommendations. But yeah, I thought the song was very very humorous, and then the video. It'd been a year since I'd seen the video. I forgot that Method Man was in the video, even though he didn't drop any verses on the song. But yeah, that Blues Brothers impression that was just. I think of all the music videos we've seen since doing this podcast, I think this has to be probably the funniest so far in terms of humor, especially if you're a Blues Brothers fan. What were your thoughts on Whatever Man?
Yeah, I like the video too. I like the weird goggles that Method Man was wearing in the car. I like when the nun started beating on him. Uh,
Oh, that was the funniest part.
yeah, I really liked. I guess it was Method Man saying "whatever, man." Um,
Yeah.
I like the chorus. When they're asking about all kinds of things, the chorus kind of changes throughout the song, which was kind of cool. Like they say, "You're ready to get down, ready to get drunk, ready to knock this nigga out, ready to get this cheddar," and it's all like, "Whatever, man, whatever, man." So I thought it was pretty good. And at the end of the video, you have Redman's head served to a family while they're
Oh yeah.
trying to eat dinner.
That was a little weird, but I mean,
Yeah.
it was funny.
Yeah.
All right. Last single, "Pick It Up." This is also another single I heard back in the day. Any thoughts on this one?
Um, it was it had I liked the beat.
Yeah, it had a pretty good beat.
I liked when he's trying to remind people of who he is. I guess kind of in the same vein of him trying to get back up from the mud. He
Mm,
says people think he's changed up his style, but they need to remember that he's the originator of that jump up and get ready to fuck up now shit.
mm.
Um, it made me wonder like how much did he change from this first album to the third album that made people say he changed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I would have to go back and listen to a second album, quite frankly, if I was to try to answer that one. But definitely the chorus was just like kind of funny. If you find a bag of weed on the floor, motherfucker, what the fuck you gonna do? Pick it up, pick it up. So I mean, yeah, it's just definitely one of those catchy songs that you knew was gonna be a single, like pick it up, and then even the music video, even though he had to clean it up a little bit. If you find $50 on the floor, tell me what you're gonna do. I forget. Just obviously he had to tame it down, but the music video I thought was real funny with that armored truck, with all that money coming out and
Yeah, and
picking
he's
up
got the
money.
old lady running. The old lady is running when the truck comes around the corner because it's about to hit her, and everybody is picking up the money and then claiming that they didn't pick up the money.
Oh yeah, even the
Um,
drivers.
so yeah, and in the end, I mean, they're like up in there unironically like raising the roof, like that was really the real cool thing to do at the time. I thought that was funny, like raising the roof.
Yeah, no, that was kind of it was pretty funny in terms of that, but good music video. I mean, I enjoyed it very much, and it probably wasn't my yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I'd have to say favorite single and music video. I'd have to go to Whatever Man, but this was a close second in terms of music videos. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I probably would put it like Smoke Buddha at the top.
Smoke Buddha, okay, yeah, yeah, fair enough. All right, now that we've done that, let's go on to our favorites, and I guess songs we could do without, I guess. But what favorites? What top three tracks are you going with?
I liked Case Close, The Ill Out, and The Bump with an honorable mention for Creeping. Well, what did you go with?
We were kind of close. I had my favorite three were the bump, creeping, and whatever man. Because my favorite, it was probably my favorite song on the whole album. Honorable mention, yes, yes, y'all, and I also like that song rolling toward the end of it. It kind of reminded me of that old Walmart commercial, rolling, rolling. Those old rollback commercials. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit, but I mean, not one of my favorite songs, so I don't want to get too deep into that. But I figured I'd honorably mention that. All right. So what songs
Yeah,
did
well, we,
we?
we got two of the same ones.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess what'd you like about Case Close?
I liked first off the beat. It was like mystical and suspenseful, and it was kind of like soft and hard at the same time. I really liked the beat, and then on the verses, I think it was verse one. He says, "This thing between my ears thinks clear, and the only thing it fears is the man upstairs." I liked that one, and then verse two it was kind of like confusing and mystical and kind of intriguing for me because he keeps referring to himself like a second dimensional person. Like
Mm,
he says, sneaky second dimension, and then he calls himself the second dimension mind vandal. And I'm just like, what does he mean by referring to himself as the second dimension? Because usually, like some people will call somebody one dimensional as kind of like an insult, as a euphemism for like, oh, you're very much lacking complexity, or people say 3D, as like the physical world we live in with length, height, and width or depth. But
mm.
I'm like, what does it mean 2D, like length and height. I just don't know what he meant by 2D. I would like to know. So that got my mind wondering. And I also really liked when he said, "I devour night sun shower,
Mm,
minutes last hour, weak man's power." I really just love the idea of a night sun shower. It sounds nice. Um, and let's see. I like the last verse when the guy says, uh, he's basically saying all the deaf, dumb, and blind become mentally equipped as soon as they hear him uh, rhyme. Um, and then he says, "The deepest, my vocal actions got you speechless, make gangsta niggas want to go home and talk to Jesus." And they kind of say they're from the dark. They keep saying dark side. We're from the dark side. It didn't seem all that dark to me, but
it
I
wasn't a
really like
real
the
dark.
song.
It wasn't a real dark album to me. Maybe this was the darkest song on the
Yeah.
album, but I mean, yeah, Dark Side. Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I know he's a funny guy, but I gotta laugh at that. But some of the lyrics on here were kind of a little deep, especially with the as I'm flowing through the prism of the X3DC at 40 belows, I freak flows that burn your nose. So I mean, I thought that was kind of you kind of wonder
Yeah.
what he is talking about with that. But I mean, in terms of like dark side, yeah. All right. So and then what do you like about the ill out
um, I liked verse 2
with
when he
Keith
was
Murray?
talking about, oh, Keith Murray.
Yeah.
He was talking about how people might feel when they perceive, when they hear his rhymes, and he says, "I'm determined to be the last man standing on the planet. You'll get attached like a blood sucking leech when you fall into my rhythm of speech." I really like that one. It's very poetic.
Mm,
And then when he says, "The way I live is kind of primitive. See, I get to the bottom of the problem and I make shit give."
mm.
Um, I really like that one too. I like verse 3 too. I don't think it's the same guy, but he
I think it was
says,
the
"Bring it
mall.
back." Jamal, okay,
Yeah.
Jamal says, "Bring it back, keep the track ringing with the bass line. It's major when you savor my flavor. Can you taste mine?"
Mm.
I really like that. Those verses, they were like very, very poetic. What did you think of it?
I thought it was a all right song. Wasn't one of my favorites. But nothing really lyrically really hit me here with this song. But just nice song to vibe to. But if you really like this song, then you might want to check out one of the recommendations I have toward the end because this was like with the whole Death Squad All Star crew that he was in during that time. Um,
Okay.
so definitely might want to pay attention to that. And then your last favorite was the bump, right?
Yep.
Not the bump. This was one of my favorites too. So I really like the bump because it was just I mean it had a nice beat and just talks about pretty much him smoking weed pretty much and just a nice laid back song to get down to. I mean you know nice beat, not the best beat on here, but it definitely it went back to one of his choruses from Tonight's the Night, which was on the What The album, which was his debut album. So you may have heard it before at some point. Maybe after the podcast, I'll play it for you on off air. But I mean, that's what I liked about it. So it was kind of a calling back to his roots, I guess you could say. Listening to this song, so a bit of a nostalgia for that time. But what you enjoy about the song?
I really like I like the beat as well, and I also like the chorus. It kind of reminded me of Biggie. I seem to like things whenever they remind me of Biggie. I like he's like, "I walk around the street with a black Tech 9 by the waistline, kicking the hype shit. So turn the volume up a notch and watch the
Mm.
ba bump make your speakers pop." I really liked the chorus and the beat. I think I thought the beat was like one of the one of the best on the whole album. I really struggled with picking between the bump and on fire, beat
Yeah,
wise.
yeah. The bump was also honorable mention as well, but I think yes, yes, y'all was my favorite beat. Not my favorite song, but definitely like beat wise, I think it was really good. And then we go to Creepin'. This was one of your honorable mentions. And I really like this one because just the chorus I thought was you know kind of strange, and I don't know if you listen to it carefully. That "Can you dig it" part, and it kind of reminded me of Shaq when he says "Can you dig it" when the Lakers won their when he won the Lakers, well, not their first ring, well, when he won his first ring with the Lakers back in
Oh,
'99. At
okay.
that, so I thought that was a little nostalgic for me, even though I'm not a Lakers fan. But I just remember him saying that. So
uh,
and then just in terms of lyrics, just I think he went real hard on the two, nice two verse song for the most part. I think he went real hard on them, and um, just his voice, his delivery. I mean, I've always liked Redman's delivery. He's just great when it comes to spitting out his lyrics with his voice, and just it's a voice that you can't be afraid of, but at the same time you respect because it's just gonna be something clever, and just I think this song just really proves his cleverness. What do you like about this song? Why was it an honorable mention for you?
yeah, I thought he was really clever throughout the album too. I liked the chorus. I like when he says they say it's wild on the bricks after sundown, creeping on you niggas, creeping on you fools. Uh,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. And I liked how like the chorus was like kind of layered, like it kind of went back and forth with saying things. And I liked him kind of describing the robbing process, like, oh, I see
yeah,
you. If you're out here flashing your stuff, you better watch out because I'm about to be creeping on you. So that was pretty good. I like that song.
yeah. That's one that's definitely going back to my playlist. All right. Any other songs that you wanted to shout out or discuss or anything?
Uh, I like the intro. I like when there's like somebody saying, I guess his alter ego apparently saying, "Redman, wake up! You must focus your mind." And then there's like this chant that he's doing, but eventually the chant gets drowned out by like jungle sounds and elephants and lions and monkeys. Uh, um, I really enjoyed that for some reason, especially like the chant part.
Yeah, I think for me, the whole I'm not the biggest fan of like skits and interludes, but I think all the skits here kind of make this album go together. I think it was just like one big like radio show, and I think he does a real good job of blending all that together, and you gotta, yeah, I do gotta give him credit where credit's due. Now, in terms of a song I didn't like too much, I mean that's kind of hard for me to choose. Uh, yeah, just wasn't a big fan of the first song. Is he for real too much? Yeah, is he for real? I mean, I'd have to listen to the album again, but I mean, um that's a song I didn't really pick up on too much.
Did you play this game in the NBA Jams? He mentioned that in Is He For Real?
Yep, yeah, I played it.
What did he mean by with the shoes? Because I played it, but I don't remember anything about shoes. He said, somebody light the fuse so I can bring bad news to all the crews who can't NBA Jam with the shoes.
No, just yeah, that I mean, I know there's some nice shoes in there, but I mean, I'd have to go back in time and take a look in terms of what what he what he meant by that. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, I was a fan of NBA Jam back in the day, and you'd get on fire sometimes and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't think there was like a mode where you could like get shoes or anything like that. But
Oh. Yeah, I used to like that game. My uncle had given me his Sega Genesis game. My my the cartridge of mine, the back was completely off, but I played NBA Jams. I I really loved it. But I'm like, what shoes is he talking about? But I didn't enjoy that song that much either.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it had some. It had. I mean, yeah. NBA Jam brought back some good memories in terms of just playing it. I hadn't played it in a long time. I mean, I am a fan of retro gaming, but yeah, that song didn't do it for me. And then I know that I forget the song at the top of my head, but he also mentioned Sega Saturn in one of the verses, one of the other
Oh yeah,
songs.
he
I
said
forget.
played out like Sega Saturn.
Yeah, I forget the song, but I mean, I thought, but he did play video games. And speaking of which, he also, if you ever saw the MTV Cribs episode with him, he, and and I know he was a fan of Genesis because he showed us like the entertainment center, and it was like a bunch of consoles all tangled up together. He's like, I like to play the Sega Genesis and PlayStation or whatever. I forget, but it was a pretty interesting episode. All right. I couldn't find any album cuts or expansions during this time. None that I could find. If you were able to find any, for those of you guys watching or listening, let us know in the comments, please. In terms of recommendations, if you really like that last song, the ill out, you'll like the Death Squad's El Nino, which came out in 1998, a few years after this album came out. Um, the Death Squad featured him, Eric Sermon, and Jamal Murray, I believe. Yeah, so definitely check that out with the Death Squad. Um, Another recommendation would be EPMD back in business. Shortly after this album came out, EPMD got back together after a 5 year breakup, I guess you could say. So definitely check that out, especially if you're a fan of Eric Sermon. So, and then the final recommendation I have is the show soundtrack, which was pretty much like a movie about hip hop, kind of similar to Rhyme and Reason, just stories from artists. It had a nice soundtrack too. Hopefully, we can review it one day on the show. But I know it's kind of hard to find on streaming services right now, so we'd have to look for other means to listen to it if we were going to go that route. But we will start doing soundtracks soon, folks. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right. Any closing thoughts on this album? Any songs you're taking back to your playlist? Are you a bigger Redman fan than you were yesterday?
Um, well, I would say the beats were amazing. The features were engaging. Redman's lyrics were solid. He was fun. It was funny, but it for me it was just something I just could not connect with Redman. I didn't feel like he bore his soul, but I guess he wasn't really trying to. It left me just wanting a little more. But I mean, I do know a little more about him. I know he's a fun, smart character. So I think I am more of a fan. I don't think I'll be taking any songs back though, to be honest.
Okay. That's fair enough. I think for me, I like taking the bump and creeping back. Yes, y'all, and whatever man favorite song on the whole album, and that's already been on my playlist. Just hadn't listened to it in a while, so um, pick it up as well. But all the other songs, probably not. I mean, it was a great album, but at the end of the day, I don't think it was a classic, if you know what I mean. But hey, I mean, not every album we do on the show will be classics, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, it
so
it was good to listen to at least.
yeah, that definitely. I mean, I wish it had done better. Looking back at the numbers, I mean, it only went gold, but I mean, hey, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe you might be able to find it on vinyl, but I mean, if you guys did like it, if you guys feel different about it than we did, definitely let us know in the comments. Let us know what we missed. Let us know your favorite tracks. In the meantime, we'll be coming back with you with another great episode next time. So for Netta, aka Wondrous What Net, I'm Justin, aka Too Tall for You Fools, saying thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.